Hi, this is Hannah Eubanks, a Design for Serenity, with your succulent tip of the day. And this is Amy. This is a very exciting day because I am leading a project with Cullen and Luke. It'll be a 4-day project, and we are working in this old 4,000-gallon koi pond. Something really cool, these ghosties were hydroponic strictly, and I think we're gonna go ahead and keep them here just because, you know, they're cool. And they lived in water, so that's pretty fucking up. It's pretty awesome. Dang it, I cursed.
I didn't hear it. Keep going.
Okay, sorry guys. I'll watch my mouth. The goal for this project is to create an undersea theme, which you guys are all really familiar with by watching my mom's videos. Honestly, I've been a little jealous to not have been a part of that, so now I get to do it myself. Susan has a lot of undersea knickknacks. We have bones and shells and, you know, everything I could possibly need to do that finish work. So it's really exciting. And not to mention, she has really awesome plants that I am allowed to dig up and incorporate into the space. And speaking of plants, Waterwise came this morning and dropped off. We got about 30 things from Waterwise here. And then tomorrow before work, I am going to stop at Oasis to get all of the smaller funky aloes and euphorbias and whatnot to add to the space. And then over here we have all of our large lava rocks, black and red. And then we're also going to be getting pot rocks. I'm having the guys dig out, so this bridge goes across the pond, and the soil level was pretty high, and obviously plants will not be surviving under the bridge, so I really wanted to bring it down to create mini caves and just a little more interest when we start placing the boulders. But that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I'm sure we'll check in, and you'll see where we're at later on today. Thanks.
All right, Greg and I have left Hannah's job site and are back in our garden in Vista to continue working on our DIY fountain. So we wanted to show you the progress that Greg has made and all the creativity that went into this. He is using materials that he found around the house to make this idea go.
Just stuff laying around.
Right. So first off, you know, we showed you yesterday the heavy-duty storage tub.
Yeah, as you can see how it's holding water.
Yep, that's
right
our
now.
basin.
So I also took an old bucket that I had because I was concerned about the stability on the lid with the weight. But the bucket fit perfectly. So what's going to happen, the pump is going to be housed right inside the bucket. A couple holes where I have the cord coming through. And basically just submerge the bucket. Perfect size. Also cut a little notch out of the lid, so where the cord's going to come up for the pump. And bonus, this pump actually came with an uplight.
With an uplight. So you did buy the pump.
Yeah, I did buy the pump.
What was there, like, options with pumps, or is it one pump fits all, or, you know, what should they look for if they're going to?
Well, the one I did, it's just a little fountain pump that you can get at your box store, Lowe's, Home Depot, any place that you know, hardware store, they'll sell pumps. This is just a little fountain pump, about medium size. I didn't want anything too big where it just overpower what I'm doing. But so basically got plenty of weight on here, and all I did, as you can see, drill holes in the flagstone.
And these are just some pieces that we had left over,
Left
right?
over, yeah.
Yeah.
this is kind of,
And how'd you drill the holes?
I have a little rotor hammer made by Bosch, I believe. Rotary hammer with a 1-inch bit, and just took my time and drilled holes directly into the flagstone. So the idea is you're just going to be stacking the flagstones on top of each other.
Kind of like my topsy-turvy, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Kind of like a topsy-turvy. And you can position these any way you want. This is actually a little tubing that I had left over, for irrigation. So it's just nothing special. Stack them on top. Get them positioned however you want. And there's no right or wrong way. I mean, you can play with this, just whatever looks good. And that's it. So now, the idea is
See if it works.
plug in the fountain.
Oop.
I got to turn down the yeah, I got to turn down the pump a little bit. But you get the idea. You want this to come out at a trickle. Move it to and also I need to level up the flagstone too. But once we get everything in place and the right type of flow, there you have it.
And then I will fill in his basin with fill dirt, and then I will do interesting rock top dressings all around the base. That yellow lid won't show at all. And oh, that is a lovely sound. How nice. I'm so excited. This is going to be wonderful to sit out here and just listen to that. But yeah, we just thought we'd share with you how easy it is to create your own little fountain.
And I think this cost, I think the pump cost about $40.
Okay, and then you bought the little heavy duty.
I had
You had that, right?
Had a tote laying around
Yeah.
in the garage. If you have some leftover, it doesn't have to be flagstone. You can use basically anything.
Anything you can drill a hole in, right? You could use a vase, a pot. Really, yeah, anything that you want.
There's a lot of different ways you can make fountains, but I like to try to use recycled material and just create.
Yep. Thank you, sweetie. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Beautiful. And then while Greg was working on irrigation over on Hannah's project, I did a little more design work over here. The bones are coming together. I'm going to put something tall in this pot that has the shovel in it against that air conditioning unit. I'm thinking maybe Petalanthus bracteatus might be nice right there, right? I don't really have anything flowy in this garden yet. And obviously there's still more work to do, but I thought the juxtaposition of the water with the desert plants was a really nice touch. Top dressings are still to be determined. We're still on the hunt for just the right thing, so we will keep you posted on that. I also, oh sorry, yes?
Also, you can tell them that you won't see the basin at all. Basically, everything's going to be covered back up with rock, filled in, and the water's just going to disappear through the rock. So
Yes, and then the water just keeps recirculating. Occasionally we'll have to add water to the basin, but we just do that by setting the hose right on top of the rock, and it filters right on through. So easy, easy, easy. Thank you. You guys gave me a couple of notes yesterday. One was to re-anchor the whalebone into the pot instead of lying down on the ground so that it would show a little bit better, and I like that, and I did that. Thank you very much. Also, the suggestion was to lower the pot with the aloe dorothiae in it so that we could see the crested sunburst, so I also did that. So thanks, I'm listening, guys. Appreciate all of your wonderful suggestions and comments. Just super excited. Once we get this top dressing dialed in, it should go really quickly as far as finishing this up. We got our furniture today, so Greg is going to get that assembled. Then we're going to shop for an umbrella, and I'll get all of these plants into the ground or onto another project, and we'll be good to go. Did you want to add anything else?
no.
No? Okay. All right. Well, hope you enjoyed this DIY and wish Hannah luck on her project. We'll check in with her again tomorrow and see how it's going. This has been Laura and Greg of Design for Serenity with your succulent tip of the day. Bye, guys.